And guess what? I'm back at you again with another base building video for the new Clash of Clans update that includes the bomb tower and also all the new changes that have come about with regards to double giant bombs and the Teslas. And for the base name, because every internet base needs an awesome name, we're going to call this one the Hurt Locker because there's so many compartments to this base, which should hopefully protect you against several attacks. Mainly go wipe is kind of what I'm worried about here. So all the compartments should really help. Plus it's going to slow down the Valkyrie and all those other troops. It's not going to stop the Hogs. We're going to try and stop them in other ways. But yeah, let's go with it. The Hurt Locker, we got all these compartments. Let's hopefully bring some pain. Now this is a base that was originally created in one of my clans, the Blue Bearcats, and this was Birds D'Anger's base, and they really worked together on this base and perfecting it and making it work really well pre-update, so much so that people just constantly failed against it and it became the dip base, where it was always a Town Hall 9 that had to dip down and take it out. And this is one that I talked to them about showing, and they were cool with that. I was actually going to show this one several weeks ago, but then I knew the update was coming, and I knew that there was going to be a lot of changes with the update, so I didn't want to put this one out and then just have it all changed and have to change it all up anyways. I wanted to have a base that was all ready to go for this new update, and that included the bomb tower. So I took that original base that they've been using and then made several changes to it so that it was more in line with the new defensive meta, which includes that giant bombs no longer do 1.5 damage to Hogs, Teslas no longer do 2x damage, so a lot of things have changed, plus getting the bomb tower in there. So I made those changes. I showed them to Josh. He got his input on it. He's a ground guy, so he was definitely looking at it with hog pathing and how things would all work. I'm a dragon girl, especially at Town Hall 8, so I was looking at it to see how well it could hold up to air, especially since dragons are such a huge part of Town Hall 8 attacking. And then once I had it, Joe was nice enough to come on and attack it several different ways. It's a Town Hall 8. He beat it several times. Every time he beat it, then I would make some adjustments to it and then see if he could beat it again. So he was super helpful. Remember, he's also the one that helped me with the Bomb Tower Island Town Hall 9 base. So I'm going to link to Joe in the description below. He also did a video on Bomb Tower Island, the Town Hall 9, but doing it from an offensive perspective and how to go about attacking and what his mindset was with that. I think he might do that with this base too. So be sure to check him out, subscribe to him so you'll get a notification when he uploads that video. And then also be sure to follow me on Twitter because I've already made some changes to that Bomb Tower Island to protect against air. I went and attacked it with dragons as a Town Hall 9 and kind of slaughtered it. So I made some changes so it wasn't so easy for me to just use dragons against that base. So be sure to follow me on Twitter because any updates that I make to the bases, I'll be sure to post them on Twitter for you guys so you can update your bases too. Now, one thing you guys are probably not going to want to hear is that Town Hall 8 has definitely gotten easier. As the game is progressing through Town Hall 11, each of the town halls are getting progressively easier. It's almost like Town Hall 8 has become the new Town Hall 7. So I'm definitely giving you a really great, well-tested base, but it's going to be really difficult to continue to defend over and over again as a Town Hall 8. So if you can get even just one person to fail on your base, it's a big success. And if you can get a Town Hall 9 to dip down and take it out, that's a total victory. So in saying all that, I think this base holds up really well. Yes, Joe did beat it, and I had to make several adjustments based on how he was able to beat it to try and counter that. And Joe's a really great attacker, but there were several times that he didn't beat it either. So I think this base is going to hold up really well for you guys in the new meta. But be sure to come back and leave comments. Let me know how it's doing, what you're finding it's weak against, any ideas that you have to tweak it to make it better. I'm all ears. I'd love to hear it. And another thing to note with these videos, and what's really important to me, is not that I'm just giving you a base. I don't want to just give you another internet base that's out there and then people beat it. Hopefully this video is so much more than that. What I really want to give you guys is some base building tips so you can take parts of this base and examples from this base and then create your own base, because that's really when you're going to succeed, is when you're creating your own defense, and then when people attack it and break it down, you're able to make adjustments to it. I really feel like that's a part of the game that's missing for so many of us, and so that's why I'm so passionate about it, because I feel like the better the defensive meta is, the better the game is going to be. It's just going to be better for all of us. We're going to have tougher bases to attack. And I feel like that's what makes it really difficult to get true balance in Clash of Clans, because we're dependent on how good people are as defensive builders just as much as we are on how good people are at attacking. So people may think that an attack is just incredibly OP, but really what it is that people haven't caught up and built a defense they can defend against it. So if you can get started on being a really good base builder at Town Hall 8, you're going to have a lot of success later on in the game. Now, as you're looking at this base, there's several things that I want to point out. First, let's talk about air attacks. The air defenses are in the center, and air defenses are also guarded by seeking air mines. And even though this isn't a traditional anti-3-star base because we have the town hall in the center, both the town hall and the clan castle are in the center, basically because we need some high hit point buildings in the center there for dragons to chew on. You could also use storages in there. You gotta have some buildings that the dragons are gonna get hung up on, especially if they're using 2 lightning and an earthquake to take out one of the air defenses, which means that they only have 1 rage for their dragons to get through the rest of the base. So having those high hit point buildings in the center is going to be really helpful to stopping those dragons. It also helps if you're going to be attacked by Go Wipe. We'll get into that a little bit later. You can also see that the air sweeper is protecting those air defenses. Either they need to attack from behind the air defense, which means they have to go through the town hall and the clan castle to get to the final 2 air defenses as a dragon, or they're going to have to be going at the sweeper. So this is good placement for your air defense and your air sweeper. The other thing that's good about this is all of the air defenses are covered by several archer towers, and archer towers are really good against the dragons as well as the Teslas. Now we do have the Tesla farm down in the south. I tried to keep the Tesla farm close to the Barbarian King. That seemed to work out really well, both for air attacks and especially for the ground attacks. If you can get the Barbarian King in there with the Teslas and being able to one-hit everything, seemed to work out really well. As far as clan castle troops go for this, I ended up putting a dragon in it just to guard against air attacks that much better. You could also do like a baby dragon Valk combination, but I think you need to definitely keep something in there that's gonna hit air. And so either dragon or baby dragon, you should be good with that combination. The small bombs I have on the outside, 1 space away from the walls, just trying to trip up wall breakers. Notice where your base is getting attacked, where the entry is usually coming in, and try and place the small bombs there, and that's what I did on this base. Now, as far as giant bombs go, you really don't need to use double giant bombs anymore. This base still does have a double giant bomb, and I actually did get Joe on one of his attacks making some bacon, which was kind of crazy. I didn't think that was going to happen anymore. It made bacon even though he was in a hill with that. But what you really want to do with your giant bombs is probably spread them throughout the base so you're creating multiple areas where troops need to be healed. Now down in the south, the bomb tower and the last giant bomb are kind of close together. What you could do is probably switch that double Tesla around with the single Tesla in the giant bomb area, move the Barbarian King over as well, and that would spread out those bomb areas a little bit further, just kind of depending on what you think is working best for you. Now also down in the south and the southeast side, that's where I have the red air bombs, because that seemed to be the most likely place where you were going to enter in with your clan castle loons if you're doing a dragon attack. And so I really wanted to use those air bombs to take out the balloons the best I could, and it seemed to work pretty well on several of those air attacks. The skeleton traps are set to ground, and they're close to the perimeter in hopefully the likely places where they're going to enter in with hogs, so you can get those skeletons into play right away. And then as far as spring traps go, this base is really compact, so there's definitely a lot of funneling going on with the spring traps. There's a lot of places where these spring traps are probably just going to catch 2 of the hogs, but at Town Hall 8 you really don't have a lot of walls, especially if you're trying to make a compact base like this, so it's really difficult to be able to get your placement on your buildings just right to be able to spring all 3 hogs. But saying that, these spring traps seem to do a pretty great job. You can definitely play around with those a bit more, maybe even doing some switch up with the bomb tower and the archer tower, however you want to play that, because I do have a spring trap right by a bomb tower, and typically you don't want to be using your spring traps next to your giant bombs. You kind of want to use your spring traps to take out fully healed hog riders. The other thing you want to do is try and place high hit point buildings near your air defenses. I've kind of switched this out a little bit so the air defenses aren't as guarded as they were in the beginning with storages, so you can kind of shift some things around too so that you have storages right in front of the air defenses. You can see I'm giving you a lot of options here where you can make changes and adjustments to this base to make it even better and make it your own. So saying that, I think this base is pretty deceiving. It doesn't look like it's going to be as difficult to attack as it is, but it's actually pretty annoying. At Town Hall 8, you really need to be worrying about mass hogs. Yeah, you gotta be worrying about go wipe when you start doing those anti 3-star bases and you spread things out too much. It's gonna be really easy for them to come in and go wipe, especially now that the Teslas don't do those 2x damage. And then the third attack, of course, is dragons. So those are the attacks that I focused on to try and protect against. But we also did some attacks like Go Bavajo and Go Ho, your different phased attacks that you guys really need to be working on at Town Hall 8 before you move to Town Hall 9. And then something else which is really good to do at Town Hall 8, where a lot of these attacks are going to get really close, is each of the corners have a builder's hut in it. So either they're going to have to waste a hog and bring in 5 troop space to be able to take out those corners, or if they don't, they may run out of time. So that seems to be a pretty effective thing to do at Town Hall 8, just to try and make your base last the 3 minutes. Alright guys, I think that about covers it. If you have any questions on this base, or you want to run some of the tweaks that you've done to the base by some other people, or get some help on your attacks, be sure to download the Discord app. It's free for iOS and Android. You can get it on the web. It's available everywhere. And then once you have the Discord app, you can join the room by going to classtutor.com/Discord. That's going to forward you right to my Discord room, and there's a lot of really cool people in there that would love to help you out, and it's just a great place to go chat with other like-minded clashers. Just click on the description down below. I'll link to everything I'm talking about down there. Also, like I said, check out Joe's channel so you can get some tips on how to scout bases and his mindset when attacking bases like this. And let me know what you think about this series, if I should keep doing this, and hopefully Joe will be along for the ride because he's a really great attacker and I really appreciate all the feedback he's been giving me. So if you like this video, like it, and if you love it, subscribe, because I'm going to be coming back at you again with even more Clash videos, hopefully all the Clash videos that you're really looking forward to. It's going to